everyone should be taught from the get-go that the Vatican messed up the Bible. And you live in hell, so what is wrong with swearing? Well, it is... How can people explain the New Age people that are happy? But they're fake happy. They're autopilot happy. They are hidden from the real truth of what they are following. They follow their chakras and which is what we apparently are, but it's too complicated. It doesn't help me out. I live in hell. It doesn't help me out to know who the child molesters are. And nothing's done about it anyway, right? P. Diddy, okay. What's P. Diddy's karma on Hell Earth? Well, he has no karma at all. His Hell Earth. He has no judgment because evil reigns on Satan damns to hell, sin cursed earth. Oh, well, just wait until he dies. What do you mean? People get reincarnated. What do you mean? Judgment. You live in hell. Victims are judged every day. Oh, excuse me. Victims are persecuted to death every single day. Victims are persecuted and traumatized to death every single day. And they're empty-vesseled, insane abuser doesn't have to answer to any of the hell that they created in their victim. Nothing. P. Diddy goes free, just like all the rest. Just like late Joe Jackson, the great late Joe Jackson. Nothing bad ever happened to him. No karma. What? He's a demon, legion of demon spirits. Doesn't look like he was ever nice one fucking day in his life. I guess he's just flying around. Or he got reincarnated back again into hell. Maybe he got born into Haiti and he's being fucking raped. Right now. I don't know when Joe Jackson died, so I don't know, why the hell would I know when Joe Jackson died? I don't care. And I always hated Michael Jackson because he child molested, but Joe Jackson totally took Michael Jackson off the hook for me, as Michael Jackson's a victim. Yeah, but he child molested. Yeah, that's fucked up. But at least the kid's got $1 million, and that's not funny. But that's the world you live in. There's bad, and then there's worse. Like Joyce Meyer was raped from 5 to 18. So that's really bad, and her mom just ignored it, just like my whole family ignores it. God, I mean, I'm the bad guy because I don't like child molestation. Little Hopi Keebler. My dad was tickling her underneath the covers, and she's, oh, and there, so he was child molesting her in the bed, and I couldn't say anything. Because then they call the cops on me, and they all gang up on me and say, oh, that never happened, that, and painstaking that is, that, my kids were child molested, and I literally could not do anything at all, and, I was told if I went down to the mission, they'd be child molested down there by a teacher. So I listened to the teacher, but, oh, I don't believe you. And my skydiver, insane knucklehead ex-boyfriend, who unfortunately ran across the highway at night. Like, whose fault's that? Well, it happens to be 1,000% his fault. I did tell him to go to his mommy's in the morning, and he didn't do that. He had a good mommy, and he didn't do that. And that Friendly's, he was coming across the street from that Friendly's back to Super 8 Motel back about 30 years ago. And, you know, there is no justice with, like, the worst people. Like, he shouldn't have had, you know, people who have authority over children shouldn't. You know, they're really bad parents. He was one of the worst parents to his poor son, Christopher. And, you know, he died when he was 7. I mean, and, I went through so much trauma that's nothing. My own kid, when my own kids died, miscarriages, and my baby died at the Hershey Medical Center. I cried, but I wasn't really that traumatized by any of my deaths, like my dead husband. I mean, you know, like, I was waiting for him to leave me, for him to die, but then when it actually happens, like, I want to see him die. I don't know. So that's horrible. Not only did I see my ex-boyfriend almost kill him, stomping on his head on a patio at the Villanova, but then he personally died, like, right beside me in bed. Like, he didn't have to do that. No, all my life, I know the worst people, and I'm not given anything. And it doesn't matter what expensive toy I got when I was little. An easy bake oven, baby Dadaway, an electric train. I was suicidal. I wanted to die, and I didn't know why. And I masturbated all over the house. No one told me why I wanted to die. I didn't want those expensive toys. And I didn't enjoy my childhood. You know, I was ruined. I wanted to die most of the time. Now, you know, I got my little sugar highs. I got my little happy little tiny moments, which is like next to nothing. Like my childhood, like I didn't have a childhood. Even though I wasn't abused the entire time like Joyce Meyer. I was abused, like, you know, before I can remember. So I was abused, and thrown up against the wall after being abused. 2006, I was able to remember that because the same abuser that did it when I was little did it when I was an adult and almost killed me, throwing me up against the wall. So that was done all the time when I was little. Did not know that, would not know that. Your mind protects you. Your mind protects you. My mind was protected. And I should never have went through the tragedy of my own children. That's why I almost jumped off the Columbia Bridge, because I didn't want my children to be suicidal. But then they weren't, because they weren't to the extent that I was traumatized to death. And I couldn't talk and mumbled and was a retard growing up. And, like, nobody noticed me. Nobody notices anybody, really. In this bullshit world. Yeah. God, don't trust anybody online. Don't trust anybody in person. I'm a retarded, and I can say that I can say that about myself. I am a retarded empath because I think the other person is as nice as me. And they're not. And every last one of them was a thief. And, so I was put underneath a spell, and I didn't even know, it's a big loss. It's a huge loss. I was suicidal a month ago. Huge loss. Huge loss. Huge loss. And, it's good that I'm able to, the God in me, who is Jesus' blood, who came down and died for his own. So you don't choose Jesus. Jesus already chose you before you were formed in your mommy's belly, and that is in Ephesians, the beginning of Ephesians. We don't know. The world's really, really, really fucked up with aliens and, this is a good religion. Here's yoga, look. It's peaceful. Like, no, well, what the fuck's this shit? Huh? Why am I doing this with my hands? What the fuck is that? I'm honoring a demon god. Yoga's bad. You're doing a position, doesn't matter if you don't know what you're doing. It still brings the demons around you. You're honoring the demons. You're opening up the portals. Yeah, I'm honoring you, demon god. Hey, and that's basically what's going on. That you're not realizing that you are going to Satan's altar when you're doing yoga. Like, you don't know what you're doing. Well, that's what you're doing. Might as well just go to Satan's mass. Why? It's the same. Because you're, and I really love Angela's, a Christian on YouTube. There are very excellent YouTubers, and they make excellent points. She was in New Age for at least 10 years, and it didn't do anything. And you'd think after 10 years that shit would help you out. Like, oh, I'm doing my meditation. Your meditation, you're meditating, opening up your empty vessel to demons. So it's not good to do that. So meditation is, see, if I'm just thinking about my waterfalls, I don't, that's meditate, there are a hell of a lot of demons. You do live on Hell Earth. Okay, but there's a little tiny bit of life here, but the little tiny bit of life, who gives a fuck about that? When you got, over half the people are, in Haiti, they're sex slaves. Sudan, Green Day's Working Class video. Some people didn't like Green Day. And then they saw that video, they were like, Green Day did that video. Whoa. I can change my mind about Green Day now. And that should just be there. People should help, and they don't. But there should be no missionaries, because the missionaries here in the United States, that whenever they started, they should have always helped out their next door neighbor. The one where the woman's screaming to death because her husband's beating her up to death. The missionary should have helped out that neighbor, not gone across seas to talk about a Jesus that was, they added on to Jesus, the Vatican. So You don't choose Jesus. Jesus can't judge you in hell where evil reigns, and there's way too much hell to judge. What the fuck are you talking about? There's two right there. I can't save every family member in my family. In fact, the real deal is it's a miracle if there's anyone saved. So, no, you do not save your entire family and stuff. No. I don't know. That could have been like one family in the Bible, maybe. Okay, that's just one family. Okay. I mean, if there's 3.5 billion people being tortured right now, which is a hell of a lot more, there's over 7 billion people on the planet. Earth is hell. Evil reigns. And P. Diddy is totally ignored. We're into there because I started there and I can't believe it's 6 years. P. Diddy got no karma. You live in hell. I want to